It's always sad when a young person dies. Just recently, a young 17-year-old boy was riding his bike and he was found dead in a ravine very close to my house. It was deemed an accident. But being cut down in the prime of your life, there's just no words for it. Nothing I can say is going to explain it. You know, a lot of times when I'm making these videos or writing a story about a gang member from the 1950s, I have no idea what happened to the person in the end. And that's kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. But the story that I'm about to tell you today, I know exactly what happens in the end. In the fall of 2018, I came across some information on two East Harlem gangs from 1953 called the Copians and the Dragons. Now, the Dragons I knew about already because that was a very active gang that was still doing their thing right into the late 1950s. Now, I'm not as sure about the Copians, but I think they disappeared sometime in the mid-1950s, and they're very active in the 40s as well. Anyhow, on November 8, 1953, 4 members of the Copians gang, who had been having trouble with the Dragons for quite some time, they found a stray dragon, near Lexington Avenue, and they chased him. And when they caught him, they beat him up with their fists, and as he fell to the ground, one of the Copians actually pulled out a .22 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver and shot the dragon in the back 3 times, and the dragon died instantly. And the official report said he succumbed to, and I'm going to quote here from the report, so if it sounds like a medical report, it's not me, but it was multiple gun wounds of the chest, lungs, aorta, heart, stomach, and intestines. All 3 bullets were embedded in his body. All 4 Copians who were there at the scene were found guilty of the murder, and they were sent to various institutions to serve their time. Hernan, the subject of this video, and I hope I said his name right, who was one of the Copians, was sent to a prison as well, and there were conflicting reports on whether he was sorry for his role in the murder. Now, he wasn't the shooter, but he was at the scene with the other 3. Now, one report said he was sorry and said that he knew that he was equally guilty being with the shooter, but other reports conflicted with that, and they said that he didn't seem to be sorry at all. Now, perhaps he didn't feel guilty because he didn't do the actual shooting. And in his own words, he said that he didn't think anything like that would happen. I tried to stop him when I saw the gun, but he was out of his mind. In one interview with Hernan, when a prison authority brought up the murder, the seriousness of the offense was mentioned, and the inmate smiled most inappropriately. His smile was believed to be a nervous reaction, but its inappropriateness was pointed out to him. Hernan behaved himself in prison. He was quiet. He didn't cause too many problems. He did okay in his work and his schooling. However, he wasn't there for a year when something went terribly, terribly wrong. The work detail he worked on in the summer of 1955 was called the Farm Hay Squad, and he had to unload and spread manure, set out onion sets, cabbage and tomatoes, repair fences, weed, and do pick and shovel work. His conduct on the hay squad was considered good. On July 16, 1955, one of his chores was to clean an area next to the garage of the farm manager. Both Hernan and another inmate entered the garage, where they found a jug which contained a pinkish liquid. They both drank the liquid without knowing what was in the jug. Later that night, both of them fell ill, seriously ill. They vomited and had stomach problems. Now, they both claimed it was because they ate green grapes on the farm. Hernan actually became extremely sick, and he was taken to the hospital at 4 a.m. on the July 16. It got so bad he fell unconscious, at which point the other inmate said, actually, it wasn't green grapes that they ate after all. It was that jug of liquid in the garage. Now, it turns out that the jug had antifreeze in it, but it was too late for Hernan. The doctors treated him for methanol poisoning, but he died the next day at 7:55 p.m. Now, the other inmate was listed in critical condition, but I have no idea if he survived. And so, at 20 years of age, this young man died from drinking antifreeze, likely in an attempt to get drunk. Now, there is no note of what the reaction was of his mother and father, but I can tell you this. His dad appeared to be very involved with him. I think he really loved his son. He visited his son at the prison, brought him packages, and sent a letter to the superintendent, letting him know that he would be moving to a different part of the city so that when his son did get out on parole, he would actually have a chance to start a new life and stay away from the gang. Of course, that never happened. And in a simple and sad report, I'm going to give you some of the last earthly possessions that Hernan had before he passed away from drinking that antifreeze. Now here's a few things from that list, but the entire list is going to come up on the screen if you want to read everything. Earmuffs, razor, 1 box of cookies, rubber ball, shaving cream, rosary, 12 packs of cigarettes, comb, hairbrush, toothbrushes, and more. And that's the end of the story on Hernan. I know it was sad, but thank you for watching this video and for your support of this channel. And if you have anything that you want to say about the video, I would love to hear it. Just drop a comment down below. Thanks and have a great day.